am amazed at what people do to save the planet. And I had such a beautiful moment of consciousness today. We went to Cape Point, and while we were driving through, friends of mine were saying, just really look out the window and try and see, if you're lucky, you're going to see the Cape Mountain zebra. So we looked and we got all the way there, and then had to turn back because of the wind. And on our way back, we spotted some buck, which was amazing, some ostrich, which was so cool to see, and had kind of like, you get complacent actually. Well, I got complacent when looking. I was like, haven't seen them yet. And they're also rare to see, so I kind of left it, and the next minute my friend slams on brakes, and there is a Cape Mountain zebra. The reason why it's a big thing and such a special moment of consciousness is because she said this is really a treat to see, and they were on the extinction list. So when I got home, I researched, and they are no longer on the extinction list because they are a conservation success story, which is so close to my heart. There's no part of me that's an activist at all, which is actually, we're born that way. So a little bit of a side note is that we're all made up of the same 12 archetypical energies, traits in different ways. So if you imagine going to a bar and there's 12 different bottles of alcohol, which is not a good example, but it's the only way it's what popped into my mind. And we all have different quantities, like a Long Island iced tea. If we all get different quantities in and use all 12, then we're all going to be so completely different. And there's an archetypical energy that will determine like how much of an activist you are and how you do get involved. And I'm a really silent activist. I'm not vocal at all about it. And I'm very proactive. The reason why I'm sharing is because I know I've got some friends watching and some family watching, and I feel like now's the time to say, I'm so sorry for what I put you through. For example, I don't touch anything that has palm oil at all. The non-vocal activist in me is going to say, if you want to know why, go and research yourself. The silent activist in me just says, within my integrity, I have no capacity to be able to use it. And because of that, I know that sometimes I make everybody's life difficult around me. Like I read every single label. It's in skin products. It's in household products. It's in so much of what we eat, and I won't use it at all. And it's been for many, many years, and you can totally live without using it. But it can complicate other people's lives, so I'm sorry, guys. And then another thing that I've been doing, and I don't know why I didn't think of sharing it earlier, I suppose it's not such a big thing for some people, is that we walk on the beach nearly every day. And when I initially started, you see all of these incredible people, like just the neighborhood Good Samaritans who are picking up all of the plastic. There's so much plastic on the beach, all the rubbish on the beach. And I started to notice the glass on the beach. This is what I've got here, is literally just one day. And for the remaining 2.5 weeks that I'm here, I'm going to collect every bit of glass. I'm going to see how much it is in 2.5 weeks that I will have been here for 3 months. And mine started because I was so concerned. There's so many dogs on the beach. There's so many kids on the beach. And I was just like, how does this, we don't want anyone to stand on this. And then also it gets washed backwards and forwards, and it's getting washed up. And the ocean just doesn't deserve this glass. It really and truly doesn't. So I've been picking it up. And the other thing is I rescue bees from everywhere. And I couldn't believe there are so many bees on the beach. And I've done research and I haven't been able to find out. If you can help me find out why there are so many bees on the beach. And I scoop them up, and then I take them as far away from the water as possible, and I place them somewhere where they can clean themselves off. Eventually the sand will dry, and I just pray, please, please, please be fine. I send them some Reiki. I put my hands over them. I do a little bit of Reiki. And then I go. The reason why this is such a random consciousness is because I'm very aware that I have been told, also maybe by some friends who are listening or some family who are listening, like kind of what difference does it make? There's so many big problems, and you just doing this, there's maybe bigger problems, or your little effort isn't doing, like how much is it doing? And for me, I never think of it that way. I just know that the little bit of what I'm doing is making me just feel better. I actually haven't, now that I'm sitting here, and this is why I do this consciousness, and I do it by myself, right? And then I ended up deciding to record it, and I'm sitting here now and I'm going, why is it so important to you? Besides the suffering, I think a lot of it comes from, which is also an archetypical thing. So we all have the caregiver as an archetype, so we'll have it as different quantities. And I have the caregiver in a place where I really don't like to see the suffering. I think I've had that beautiful realization now with you now. Where I can prevent suffering in any way, it's actually really important to me. So, yeah, I just wanted to share, and I really wanted to tell you that there are big problems, obviously, and I didn't do anything to save the Cape Mountain zebra, but a whole lot of people did. But I picked up a whole lot of glass on the beach, and it might not make a difference in the bigger picture, but it feels like it makes a difference to me. And I wanted to, just let that consciousness sink in.